3 gameplay clips, 1 map image, and a crypto account that actually followed through on its threat. Normal Wednesday, apparently. I'm not showing you the footage, and I'm not going to do the blurred box nonsense either. What I can do is tell you exactly what people saw, though. And after going through all of it, the detail I keep coming back to isn't basketball, the graphics, or even the 6-star wanted level. Basically, the police might remember what you're wearing, what your face looks like, and which car you were driving. Now, if that works the way people think it does, every chase in GTA changes. We're getting ahead of ourselves already, which is impressive. So, quick trust contract before we get buried in details. Rockstar hasn't authenticated any of this, and when I'm guessing, I'll say I'm guessing, so file everything accordingly. Okay, stop. This changed while I was exporting the video. The account threatened more footage this morning, and at 10:16 Eastern, it actually posted some. It's a 2-minute and 4-second gameplay video. I'm still not showing it, obviously, but I watched it once to get the sequence right. This is much more than another physics test. Jason drives into an Allied Crystal industrial yard in Ambrosia at night. The place is full of tankers, forklifts, loading bays, security lighting, and a surprising amount of working space. When Jason approaches a locked vehicle, the interface reportedly gives him 2 choices: clone the key or smash the window. So stealing a parked car may be an interaction, not one universal animation. Inside the yard, security doesn't immediately empty a magazine into him. It starts as a confrontation, turns into a taser response, and only escalates to pistols once Jason keeps fighting. The interface also shows tag while looking at a guard and a surrender option when Jason is held at gunpoint. There's a proper tactical flashlight in the sequence too. Small verbs, but useful ones. Jason gets close enough to disarm one guard and takes the pistol straight into his own hand. A finishing hit briefly slows the action, and he can even take a knocked out guard's hat and wear it. The labels are reportedly Shocker Taser and Close K-17. More importantly, the taser consumes ammunition instead of waiting on GTA 5's unlimited recharge. Jason eventually steals a large Allied Crystal truck, gets a crime-reported warning, and drives out. Fuel shows up again, so that gauge wasn't a one-off attached to the old car clip. The vehicle knowledge icon doesn't immediately appear when Jason enters the truck. That's consistent with a car-by-car police description, although it still isn't a full demonstration. Here's the useful dating clue. Sports Car by Tate McRae is playing on the in-game radio, and that song came out in January 2025. Assuming it wasn't added later, this clip cannot be a 2023 capture. Then it cuts to Jason and Cal on a boat. Cal jokes that a suited man won't catch him because he uses a VPN. It's not a major spoiler, but the uploader may have cinematics too. The main account has crossed 100,000 followers and reposted the clip from a second handle. It says the supposed 8 p.m. Discord countdown was fake. The pinned Solana token is still there, and the new video carries the same advert and QR code. A substantial clip doesn't erase that financial conflict. Publicly, this is still being framed as a fight over gamers' rights and Rockstar's box containing a download code instead of a disc. It's also a coin launch, so keep both facts in view. Alright, so how much of this is actually real? My honest answer is probably maybe. And that's not me trying to be annoying. Some reporters and users say Rockstar started sending copyright takedowns, which obviously pushes the odds upward. A takedown still isn't an official confirmation from Rockstar itself. Take-Two has gone after convincing fakes and other unauthorized material before, and Rockstar hasn't publicly said these posts are genuine. Silence on the newswire doesn't do that job for them. Now, somebody inspected the circulated driving file and found 68 seconds of 10-bit HEVC at 1080p and 30 frames per second, encoded through FFmpeg. That sounds properly forensic when you read it out, doesn't it? And this is where half the internet ran straight past the important bit. CyberLeak added a QR code, a slogan, and the coin advert directly to the picture, which means the file was exported again after Rockstar's footage was captured. So no, that metadata doesn't prove the gameplay came from 2023. It dates the uploader's edited copy, and even that only gives you a rough floor. My current read is plausible early build footage, still unconfirmed, with the clips looking more coherent than the map. That's the boring answer, but it's where the evidence lands. Moving on from whether it exists, let's talk about what's actually in it. Clip 1 is roughly a minute at Jason's waterfront home from trailer 2. Jason apparently leans on the porch, scratches his face, jumps down to the driveway, and walks past a boat, some jet skis, and a full outdoor workout setup. And viewers say his elbows pick up dirt from the railing, his shirt creases while he jogs, and the plants move around him. Those are proper little Rockstar background details, to be fair. Then he grabs a basketball, and the instruction is apparently to aim, hold until 2 rings overlap, and release. Pretty straightforward, you know what I mean? When the shot goes in, a focus stat appears and ticks up by 2%. That tiny pop-up is much more interesting than the basket itself, because now we've got an activity with timing, feedback, and some kind of character reward attached to it. As for what focus actually does, nobody watching this clip can tell us. People also describe the ball tracking with Jason's hand, nudging vegetation and making ripples before it floats when a missed shot reaches the water. But the ball clips through him in places and spins strangely, which made me trust the footage a little more, honestly. Fakes usually want to look finished. There's also a second money number on the display. It might be cash at the house, shared funds, a safe, or something else nobody has worked out yet. And before somebody turns the bench press into a confirmed San Andreas muscle system, slow down. Workout gear and a focus pop-up don't tell us that. What I would bet on is the safe house being somewhere you actually live and do small activities, instead of a marker where you save and change clothes. But we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of systems, the second clip is absolutely packed with them. Jason is reportedly driving a 1970s Vapid Ganado through the Keys. A road sign points toward Vice City, Goose Key, and Hamlet, while Impact by S.G. Lewis plays on the radio. Those are great little Rockstar road names, by the way. Then Jason crosses the center line and hits a black delivery van, and this is where viewers noticed soft suspension, visible body roll, long braking, and much heavier momentum than GTA 5. And the impact throws off scratches, sparks, loose debris, tire smoke, and stuff moving around in the truck bed. It's messy rather than one canned crash effect. Mud and water droplets apparently stay on the bodywork too, which lines up with the layered dirt we've already seen in Rockstar's official screenshots. Jason also seems to lose health in the crash, so driving like an idiot may hurt you as well as the car, which feels fair enough. Then the delivery driver gets out with a pipe wrench, because apparently roadside insurance details weren't dramatic enough. This section is where the leak gets really interesting. Jason answers with a kick and a couple of punches, and the stamina bar drops far enough that he appears visibly winded. So combat seems to have a real stamina cost again. A conversation menu reportedly offers choices along the lines of greet, antagonize, diffuse, and threaten. If you've played Red Dead 2, you know exactly where that idea came from. And Jason can apparently pick up the wrench and throw it, while its icon shows a partly filled meter. Durability would be my guess, but it's only a guess. After the NPC dies, a purple devil icon appears, and people immediately named it an honor system. I wouldn't go anywhere near that far just yet. All the icon proves is that some value changed after Jason killed somebody. It could mean karma, notoriety, reputation, or even a reaction on the in-game social feed. Then police arrive at 2 stars, with space on the display for 6. So the classic 6-star ceiling appears to be back in this build. And right underneath those stars are the 3 icons I mentioned earlier: clothing, a face, and a vehicle. This one has been living in my head all morning. The obvious reading is that police build a description of you, and swapping clothes or cars could remove part of that description. Doesn't that sound more interesting than hiding in a tunnel? But look, the clip doesn't show Jason changing anything and clearing an icon, so the interface points toward that system. It doesn't demonstrate the whole thing. Police are also described through a red and blue search area, a directional glow at the edge, and a detection reticle, instead of tidy little dots chasing you. And some patrol cars seem to be sitting at speed traps and highway exits before Jason commits the crime. They were already doing their jobs, basically. An ambulance turns up after the collision as well, and a paramedic appears to interact with an officer. Small detail, but it makes the response feel like one shared scene. So my bet is that GTA 6 tracks a suspect profile, rather than only running a timer inside a search circle. That's the claim I'd actually put money on. Moving on from the police, let's talk about Jason's car, because Rockstar may be treating it more like Red Dead treats your horse. The dashboard reportedly has values for fuel and either engine condition or oil. Those gauges exist in the build, but mandatory refueling isn't confirmed. It could be a mission mechanic, a realism option, a damage readout, or the full open world system everyone is already arguing about. We genuinely don't know yet. The stronger evidence appears when Jason opens the trunk and gets loadout, closed trunk, and storage 0 of 4. That's unusually specific. To me, that looks like a small, case-based inventory where the car holds the equipment you aren't carrying. Red Dead players have seen this before. And if that's right, picking a car before a job becomes an actual decision, because losing it could mean losing access to the weapons and tools inside. One viewer even says the GPS routes Jason toward a legal U-turn instead of drawing an instant illegal cut through traffic. Weird little thing to notice, right? Maybe it's just routing logic. Or maybe the game expects the world to behave normally until you decide you're above road law, which, to be fair, you are. Alright, map time, and I'm dropping the confidence level here quite a lot. I trust the descriptions of the 3 gameplay clips more than I trust this image. People have measured roughly twice the land of GTA 5. Around 10 towns, loads of rail, a huge airport, and a military site near the end of the Keys. And the 5 county names being passed around are Mariana, Vicedale, Kelly, Leonard, and Lummox. Lummox County is a proper Rockstar name, I'll give them that. But Rockstar's official marketing makes a big deal out of Ambrosia. And Ambrosia isn't in that county list. Maybe it's a city. Maybe the map is old. Or maybe somebody made it up. Other names include Dalton Island, Gloriana Key, Catalan Key and Bay, and Tequesta Retreat, although different outlets don't even agree on the spelling or complete list. Now, they sound Floridian enough, but that doesn't prove anything. A decent fake is supposed to sound like something Rockstar might write. And the claim that tiny colored marks prove 100-player online sessions is pure guesswork. Somebody counted dots and built a lobby around them. So until we get an official map or a source that can be checked, I'm filing the scale, counties, military base, rail network, and online numbers under maybe. Right, what survives once you strip away the coin promotion and the excited captions. More than I expected, honestly, but not everything. The clips have consistent locations, interface behavior, animation, and even a few ugly mistakes. The map has contradictions, and Rockstar hasn't confirmed either one. I don't think somebody has exposed the final version of GTA 6 here. This looks more like an older working build where Rockstar was testing how its systems talk to each other. Basketball feeds focus. A crash affects Jason. His appearance may feed a police description, and the trunk controls his loadout. You see the connective tissue? None of those ideas is revolutionary on its own, obviously. Putting all of them in one world and letting them affect one another would be properly brilliant. At the final check, the new clip was live, the account was still hinting at more, the token was still central, and Rockstar still hadn't authenticated any of it. So August 27th is now the test. Watch for focus, trunk storage, fuel, 6 wanted stars, and those 3 police knowledge icons in Rockstar's official extended look. And don't just watch the graphics, you lot. Watch what happens when the player changes vehicles, whether the trunk opens into a limited inventory, and which icons disappear. This video already changed once while I was exporting it, and that's why the timestamp matters. Start with what the footage demonstrates, then do the theory afterward. If it happens, you heard it here. If it doesn't, you also heard it here. 2 more videos on screen. No idea which ones. They're good though. Mind how you go, you lot.